guys, our victory is by Bastard Child 24 and it's my mom is stealing my identity. I, 22 female, my fiance, 23 male, and our 1-year-old son have been going through much drama with my mom. She is a drug addict and hasn't been had a job since I was 14. Through this year, she had got a part-time job, which is when I cut her off because I've been supporting her and my little sister since I was 13. So about April 2021, I've always paid the bills and made sure there was food to eat because she would literally starve us for days overall. She was a really shitty mom. Well, this year, my fiance and I moved into my grandma's house. My mom had lived there her whole life. After I was fairly thin, we moved in for a short time because my fiance was going to be trucking or was going to trucking school and we couldn't really rent while he was the only one working at the part time. We stayed there for exactly 7 months. My mom had been driving our car basically since I got with my boyfriend at the time. At 19 so years of her driving our car, and she finally had a job to buy her own, and she got mad when I told her it was time for her to buy her own car now. She didn't like that act. She laid that and threw a tantrum and wouldn't give us the keys to the car my fiance had just bought me for my birthday. She never once paid for gas, maintenance, or anything. She would take her car's fireplace without telling us. Well, I cut her off and gave her 1,400 to buy her own car. I stopped paying her bills and I made her stop selling my son's formula for her advent. What? Well, she's selling the formula in the first place, dog. What the hell? Well, within these several moments of living there with my mom and two sisters jumped me. They called the police on us midnight to say we were abusing our son and we had been sleeping, but we were sleeping. Thus, to a DCFS case claiming we abused and neglected our son. Needless to say, our case was closed faster because it wasn't true. We moved out in October, very far. I haven't received mail in months, so I've been putting multiple change. So I had to put multiple change of address form. For some reason, my address wouldn't change, so I spoke to the supervisor, and she said because they sent formal to my old address. My mom been going online and pretending to be me, canceling charges of my address every time. My mom has my California stimulus, my tax papers, my banking info, and who's what else. So far, my mail is on hold, and I'm waiting for the oh, I'm failing for the fraud department to give me a call back at investigation. Now this sucks. The mom fucking sucks, dog. Like, why would you steal your child's stuff, dog? Like, just because they wanted you to get a job and shit, like. And plus, the mom is taking care of. I think it's a two. I can't find it, but yeah. I think she was taking care of her two sisters, but like, yeah, dog, why would you do that shit, bro? You know, and who sells I think this is something about selling baby formula. But yeah. It said I made her stop selling my son's formula for her adventure. That's stupid, dog. Anyone just get to the next story. Okay, guys, this one is by Tony Template, and it should I cut relationships with my mother? And it okay. All of this happened 2 weeks before Christmas, and I don't know what to make or feel of it. My mother is 62, separate from my father, 81. That's like a shit ton of like 20 years apart years ago. She was she was very psychologically abused by my father and exploited by a housewife by him and my brother, Adrian, 36. For example, for them, he had to cook anytime, order and clean everything without any help or rest, receiving insults all day. Adrian also economically abusive my father, who had paid 3 careers and finally bought him 2 taxis so he could make a living, though he still lives with him in this essentially bad and her psychologically intentional abuse. So I offered her to get out of there. to which she never responded. Months later, she rings the doorbell of my apartment and tells me that her father has beaten her, and that he and that my may he and my brother Adrian threw her out of the house midnight. I received her and filed complaint to the police, which took my father to custody for one night, and we were able to retrieve my mother's stuff so she could live with me and my wife. I welcomed her, I welcomed my mother for several months in my apartment till I was able to find a place for her so that she could live alone. The situation for me was very hard, seeing my mother beating Faith this this and see my father in prison. I offered to support my mother's condition she never get together with Adrian or my father again, for her safety as well as close to cycle and to be able to move in the life without toxic people. Toxic people. Toxic. I also supported my mother and her trial against my father and brother for the right to the apartment where she used to live. My mother, these two years have behaved very strongly in her decision. She had cosmetic operation to her face and ab- abonomy, abono- abdominoplasty. She had traveled to Mexico and Turkey in the later places to see people she met on the internet. What more, a few weeks ago in a family reunion, I found out she had by talking to another person that she is going to live with in Turkey in a few more months. All of the above have constantly notified me. She does whatever she wants, since she, which is fine since it's her life. Also, a year ago, she told me that my father was chasing her, which is possible since she shares everything she does on Facebook. I offered her financial help to move to another place, but after searching for several months, she finally decided she did not want to move. A week ago, I found out my mother had been meeting with my brother Adrian. The truth is that I feel betrayed by her because after everything he did to her, she forgave him and stayed in touch with him. For me, has been, for me, this has been patiently, and I couldn't take it anymore. Should I cut relationship with my mother? TLDR, I saved my mother from abusive relationship and helped to set up life. Now she decided to forgive my brother, who was part of the cause and abuse. Take. I don't think you should abandon your mother. What did you say? Like cut relation, like couldn't you shouldn't cut relationships, but you should like talk to her about this stuff, dog. Cause that's I don't think that shit's good, dog. And shit. So yeah, but you should stay with your mom, mm, like just in case anything happens, dog. So yeah, let's go to our last story. Hey guys, the last story is by Stars 45. I've never really seen Beastars. I don't like it. Or I've seen some. I don't really like it. The animation. So my mother doesn't know about the concept event slash Ferris. I have no idea what that is. Hello, my name is Declan Young, and I got a new Xbox Series S for Christmas because my last one broke. And I have The Sims and found a really good deal for a snow escape instead of $40 for $20 and got a gift card for $20. Win-win. My little brother wants Fortnite, so he downloaded it and he had the audacity to pause my game. The story begins. Why did you pause the game? Because I wanted The Sims and it was the first time. It's unlimited time for my add-ons. Give me the controller. No. Give it to me, you disgusting furry. Give it to me now. And I was offended by him calling me that because I watched Beastars and a fan of it. So I ignored his toxic ass and he had got my mom, who was a classic hero, and I heard footsteps by my mom and my brother, and I think to myself, this is not good. I don't get how can you be like a furry from watching that, like just an anime though. Like honestly, I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, I don't think you should be called a furry unless like and you're a furry. I joke about it with my friends, but like that's it. Why didn't you unpause your brother's game? He unpaused my game, and my game was first. Don't you dare pause people's games like a jerk. But you paused my game. But you paused. But the fuck, this makes no sense. You better pause your shit first, dog. Like the mother's obviously favoriting the brother. If she wants his own game, why doesn't she just buy him an own Xbox, dog? So I described to her very slowly, like I'm talking to a brain dead person, of how games was first, and so my brother game was last, and saying it's not fair from on my mom has the audacity to mimic me like, boo hoo, my name is OP, and I'm saying it's fair, and I'm furry, blah blah blah. I just wanted to punch my mom and brother, but I did not think so. So I said to her, you don't know what fair is, and I almost got slapped by my mother, and that was the story. So it goes currently. I'm getting from the Xbox, and probably the deal is gone. To be probably to get away and go down and spend 40 bucks on it. If the story is not extreme like the other ones, but now you know what my mom doesn't know, the concept of fair. Oh, I was hella confused by the title, like the concept of fair or even. Yeah, that shit ain't even fair, dog. Like the brother did that shit first. The mom should say that about the brother, but well, anyway, peace out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.